In this exercise tutorial video, I'm going to teach you how to do a kettlebell row. This is a great exercise to isolate and train your back by doing one arm at a time. So it's a unilateral exercise. And it's also great at helping you establish some core strength and stability. In order to do this exercise, you're going to be relying on a lot of your body's strength and stability to stay in position so that you can simply row the weight. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through setup and also how to perform the exercise, and I'll roll some B-roll of me actually doing the exercise so you can watch that while you hear the cues that I'm going to talk about here. So obviously to do this exercise, you're going to need a kettlebell, and the setup to it is pretty straightforward. You have your kettlebell, and then you're going to get in somewhat of a staggered stance where you're choosing to row with one arm, and then with whatever arm you're rowing with, the opposing leg is going to be the forward leg, if that makes sense. So if I'm rowing with my right arm, my left leg is going to be forward, and I'm actually going to be putting the majority of my body weight onto that left leg, okay? You have a slight bend in your knees. The other leg, your other foot can be slightly kicked out behind you. I do want your toes on the ground so that you are stabilizing yourself on both sides. But if we're thinking about weight disparity, probably 80% of your body weight should be on that front foot. The other 20% can be on the back foot. You're going to reach down, grab that kettlebell, and I want you to think about with each rep actually taking in a deep breath, bracing your core, and keeping your entire torso as tight and stable as you can. That's going to, in addition to positioning your lower body correctly, give you that strength and stability that I mentioned at the beginning of the tutorial video to quite simply row the weight. Okay, so you have your lower body in place, you are tight, and you have your core braced, and then you can really think about doing this almost similar to a one-arm dumbbell row, right? You're going to think about grabbing the kettlebell and rowing it up towards your body and kind of thinking about swooping that elbow back and up, okay? I want you to think about your elbow while you're doing the exercise, because typically if you cue with the elbow, it's going to help you get more out of this exercise variation. So think about bringing that elbow back, almost like swooping it back towards your hip. And then once you get to the top of the rep where your elbow is in line with your torso, you can slowly lower that weight back down under control until you feel a stretch at the very bottom. Pause there for a brief moment, and then you can initiate the next rep. Obviously, you will do that on one side. When you're done with the one side, you will go over to the other side to perform the reps, and then that will be the end of one set. I hope you found this exercise tutorial video helpful. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more strength training tips just like this.